We're starting lesson 4.3 about vectors. A vector is a directed line segment. It has magnitude. Magnitude is just the length of it. Example, driving due north at 50 miles per hour. The magnitude is 50 and the direction is due north. Scalars are quantities that involve magnitude but no direction. Example, the temperature is 75 degrees, no direction. A line segment to which a direction has been assigned is called a directed line segment. This one starts at P, initial point, goes to Q, terminal point. We denote this with PQ with this little arrow over the top of it. Magnitude is length. You're going to find that using the distance formula. Length is denoted by these two bars. These two bars mean magnitude. Magnitude is another way to say length. Magnitude of V. Magnitude of W. If you're writing that down, they will normally, if we're writing it paper and pencil, normally we'll do those two bars, V with a little arrow above it. Just kind of learning a little bit about vectors. We're not going to learn a whole lot about vectors. We're just going to give you a little information so that when you're taking physics, you feel comfortable that you've seen them before. Page 2. Vectors V and W are equal if they have the same magnitude and the same direction. It's easy to see that V equals W in this first case because they're both going in the same direction and they're the same length. These two are not going in the same direction, so they're not equal. These two are going in opposite directions, so they're not equal. These two are not the same length, so they're not equal. Homework problem number 12. Show that vector U equals vector V. Step 1, find the length of U and the length of V. Here's the distance formula. Substitute these values. This is x2, y2. This is x1, y1. Over here, x2, y2, x1, y1. Substitute those values into the distance formula. When you simplify this, you get the square root of 16 plus -2 plus 5 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Square root of 25. Down here, substituted those values in there. You got the same thing, square root of 25. That's telling you that the magnitude is the same. Step 2, find slope. If the slope is the same and the magnitude is the same, then you can say that U equals V. We could use the slope formula, but since these are drawn and they're so easy to just look at this and find the slope without using the slope formula, go up 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your numerator of slope. Over to the right 3. Over here when you check out vector V, 1, 2, 3, 4. Over to the right 3. Slope of both of them is 4/3. Therefore, vector U equals vector V. Page 3. The multiplication of a real number k and a vector v is called scalar multiplication. We write this product as kv. This is kind of a easy little thing to just look across here and see. 2v makes this scalar be twice as long. 1/2 v makes it be half as long. Negative 3/2 v makes it go in the opposite direction and be 1.5 times as long. If k is a real number and v is a vector, the vector kv is called a scalar multiple. The magnitude and direction of kv are given as follows. The vector has magnitude of whatever k is times v, and it has direction. It has the opposite direction of k of v if k is less than 0. In other words, if it's a negative, it turns around and goes the other way. So find negative 2v. If vector v is 5i minus 4j, you'll multiply negative 2 times both of these numbers. You got negative 10i plus 8j. Easy to do. Vector addition. We're going to look at this one little thing for addition, but we're not going to look at this one for subtraction. It says, position u and v so that the terminal point of u coincides with the initial point of v. So here I have these two vectors drawn. The resultant, u plus v, extends from the initial point of u to the terminal point of v. So this is the resultant. This one right here is the resultant. Page 4. Vector I is the unit vector whose direction is along the positive x-axis. Vector J is the unit vector whose direction is along the positive y-axis. Vector V from 0, 0 to AB is represented V equals AI plus BJ. A is the horizontal component, B is the vertical component. The vector sum, AI plus BJ, is called a linear combination. The magnitude is given by finding the square root of A squared plus B squared. So this is something you need to know. You need to mark a little, put a little star in your notes by that. 14a, sketch negative 3i plus 4j. Go to the left 3, up 4. There's the terminal point. This vector looks like this. Magnitude of v equals the square root of negative 3 squared plus 4 squared. Square root of 25. Magnitude of that is 5. 14b, draw this vector. You go over to the right 3, you go down 1. Vector looks like this. The magnitude is the square root of 3 squared plus negative 1 squared, square root of 10. You're going to think these vectors are pretty easy. At least the things that we're doing with them are.